Okay, welcome everyone to our fifth session on the Heart Sutra. So before we begin today's talk, I'll invite you to please draw your hands and we're going to recite the Heart Sutra together. Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra. Sutra opening verse. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. Namo Fundamental Teacher Shakyamuni Buddha. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle and wondrous Dharma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of kalpas. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it. May we understand the true meaning of the Tathagata. Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra, English translation by Venerable Shengchi, based on the Chinese translation by Tibetan Master Xuanzang on the Tang Dynasty from Sanskrit to Chinese. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, while dwelling deeply in the practice of Prajnaparamita, clearly saw that all the five skandhas are empty, thus transcending all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form is no different from emptiness. Emptiness is no different from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. The same is true for feelings, perceptions, relational formations, and consciousness. Shariputra, the nature of all dharmas is emptiness, no arising, no ceasing, no impurity, no purity, no increase, no decrease. Thus in emptiness there is no form, no feelings, no perceptions, no relational formations or consciousness, no eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body or mind, no form, sound, smell, taste, touch or dharmas, no realm of the eye, up to no realm of the consciousness, no ignorance and also no ending of ignorance, up to no aging and death, and also no ending of aging and death, no suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering and no path, no wisdom and no attainment, because there is nothing to attain. Bodhisattvas, relying on Prajnaparamita, have no hindrance in their heart, no hindrance and therefore no fears. Away from all deluded dreams, they realize the ultimate nirvana. All Buddhas of the three times, relying on Prajnaparamita, attain Anutaya Sanya Sambodhi. Therefore, one should know that the Prajnaparamita is a great divine mantra, a great bright mantra, the ultimate supreme mantra, the ultimate unparalleled mantra, capable of eliminating all suffering. It is true and not false. Thus, one recites the Prajnaparamita mantra like this: Gade Gade, Bala Gade, Balasam Gade, Bodhi Swaha. Mary transfer. May we be born in the Western Pure Land, have the 9 great lotuses as our parents. When the lotuses open, we'll see the Buddha and awaken to the truth of non-arising, with non-regressing bodhisattvas as our companions. Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amituofo. Okay, so today is our fifth talk on the Heart Sutra. If you're here for the first time, you may find it a bit confusing, but don't worry. Just take it easy. And if you miss the previous lectures, we have uploaded to our YouTube. Hai Hui Shan AU, this is our YouTube handle. If you join our WhatsApp group, you can also find the videos there. We will also share to the groups. Okay, so the previous session, we already discussed the first verse. And the last session, we also discussed this verse. And I think it's a pity Axel missed the last session because it was like Buddhist psychology, like really the highest level of psychology when we discussed what's consciousness in Buddhism, the 8
consciousnesses. But it's okay, all the videos are on YouTube. You can watch that later. So today, we're looking at this verse. We can all read this out together. Okay, we can join our hands. Shariputra, the nature of all dharmas is emptiness. No arising, no ceasing, no impurity, no purity, no increase, no decrease. Okay, so this is the truth of life and the universe. If you can grasp even a little bit of this, you can be free from a lot of sufferings in life. Right? If you can realize this completely, if you can embody this completely in every moment of your life, then you are a Buddha. Right? You become what's called ultimate nirvana. But this is extremely difficult. Right? This is not something we can just maybe conceive with our mind. Right? This is actually inconceivable. But words and languages are still necessary in our world. The ultimate truth cannot actually be spoken, cannot actually be foretold by words. Even the Tao Te Ching, Lao Tzu also said the real Tao cannot be spoken. He's right about that one. Yes. And also in the Buddha Dharma, the Buddha also said, there are some teachings that can be conveyed by words, some cannot. But since we are living in this kind of world, we still need to use words and language. So all the words and language are like the fingers pointing at the moon. Imagine the moon is the Buddha nature, is the ultimate truth. You need to use, so Buddha used all the words, all the sutras. Sutras means the Buddhist scriptures, all the words. The words are like the finger that's pointing at the moon. But the Buddha doesn't want you to be attached to the finger, okay? The Buddha wants you to look at the moon. So all the words are like the maps, helping you to go to the final destination. But you shouldn't be attached to the maps only, okay? So whatever I say here, I also don't want you to be attached as mere concepts. But words and languages are helpful for us to maybe look at the moon. Without a finger pointing at the moon, without all the road signs, without the maps, maybe we can't find the destiny. Okay? So again, what's emptiness? You'll hear this word a lot if you study sutras like the Heart Sutra, the Diamond Sutra, if you study the Mahayana path, and this word will come to you again and again. So, Shariputra, the nature of all dharmas is emptiness. It's the first line. Okay, so we're looking at this verse. First, let's just look at the first line. Shariputra, the nature of all dharmas is emptiness. Again, who is Shariputra? We talked about him before.
Disciple.
Disciple, what is he most known for? Huh? No, Shariputra is the disciple of the Buddha. And he is the foremost in wisdom, particularly this type of wisdom. It's not just ordinary wisdom, it's transcendent wisdom. It's great wisdom, the wisdom of emptiness, the wisdom of shunyata. Shunyata also means emptiness from the Sanskrit. So, Shariputra is the disciple of the Buddha who is foremost in wisdom. So in this sutra, Guanzizai kept calling the name Shariputra, Shariputra. Form is no different from emptiness. Emptiness is no different from form. Shariputra, the nature of all dharmas is emptiness. Why do you think she kept calling this disciple's name? Why not other disciples? So Shariputra is a representative here. It's like because this topic is so deep and profound, you need someone with the very high level of wisdom to understand. So Shariputra is the foremost in wisdom. So in here, the sutra, Guanzizai Guanyin kept calling this top student Shariputra, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So what's all dharmas? Here, if you see dharma with a lowercase d, it means all phenomena, all existences, all things, everything in the whole of the universe. You can call it dharmas. Does that make sense? Yeah. But if you see capital D, Dharma, it's like the Buddha's teachings, which is also the truth, the ultimate reality. So basically, the small s Dharma, anything that can be experienced, perceived, known, including the mental states. So it's the physical, the external, the mental, everything can be called Dharmas. Okay, but the Buddha's teaching is also explaining the Dharma. So we usually say Buddha Dharma. The Dharma also means the Buddha's teaching, with the capital D. Okay, any questions on this? No? Okay, let's go to the next, the most important one. So the nature of all Dharmas is emptiness. What's emptiness again? We talked about it from the previous session.
No attach. No attach.
Not only that. Not only that. Because it is emptiness, so it's impermanent, so one shouldn't be attached. But emptiness is a much broader concept than just that. Okay? What else? It's in the PowerPoint already. So, the nature of all Dharmas is emptiness. It means like the essence, the nature of all Dharma, everything, whatever you can see, experience in this world, they are all empty, emptiness. First of all, does emptiness means nothingness? No, why not? So emptiness, sometimes people, they don't understand Buddhism. They heard the word emptiness, they think, oh, it's so negative, so pessimistic. Why you say everything is emptiness? They think we deny phenomena. No, Buddhists, we don't deny anything. Okay, we don't deny phenomena or anything. But we are saying they are empty of inherent existence, which means they don't have a fixed self-nature attached to it, which means they are constantly changing all the time. Like for instance, like this table, I used the example last time, or I can use table or chair. At this moment, it is a table, isn't it? But is this table empty of inherent existence? Yeah, why? Yes, it's not permanent because it can be changed. In any moment, if I use a hammer, someone that's so angry coming with a hammer and smashed it, it becomes what? Woods, like a bunch of woods. And then someone burned the woods, it becomes what? Ashes. Very good. You see how they all can be changed depending on the causes and conditions. So why we say everything is empty of inherent existence? Because everything are kept changing due to causes and conditions. Everything arises due to causes and conditions. Are we empty of inherent existence by this physical body? Why? Very good. We grew from a very small baby. Initially, there was nothing. And then from the womb, from the baby, and then we slowly grow up, and then we grow old, and then we die. So this body empty of inherent existence. Can you think of anything that's not empty of inherent existence in this world? That's not changing due to causes and conditions. Yes? So if everything are changing due to causes and conditions, how we should perceive them? What's our attitude? What should be our attitude? When things change.
Don't attach.
Very good. No attachment. Because the root of suffering is what? Attachment, right? When you are in a relationship, you want to be like together forever, forever. How long is the forever? Let's say. In this life. How long?
Decades.
Decades. Yeah, if you're lucky enough, you really marry someone and then like forever. That's at most 100 years, let's say, if you're lucky enough to live for a very lifespan. But eventually, do you have to separate or not? Yes, there will be the separation, the suffering of the separation, correct? So, but I'm not saying you should suffer, okay? I'm saying there is a way out of this. If you can perceive everything is empty of inherent existence, which means when things change, you are not too attached, then you don't have to suffer too much. Does that make sense? Although we know we shouldn't be attached, but we can't be like completely non-attached because we're not enlightened yet. Okay? This is like the highest wisdom. We are very far from there. Maybe we can understand it theoretically, but we can't actually do it practically. right? We are still very much attached. We have a lot of attachments, correct? We're attached to things, to people, but knowing that the essence is all empty can help us to adjust our attachment a little bit. When things change, we can perceive them as they are. We can accept. Oh, there's some spiritual teacher, they say, surrender, acceptance. If you can accept whatever happens as it is, then you won't suffer so much. And I'm not saying you can't enjoy life. You go and enjoy. If you're enjoying and not with too much attachment, then you don't have to suffer so much. You can enjoy better. Does that make sense? If you keep grab hold of things or people which are destined to change, you're gonna suffer a lot. Does that make sense? Even like the feelings, in relationships, oh, I love you. But you shouldn't be too attached whether someone says that to you all the time, or you know what I mean? Because feelings also change, perceptions change. So we should really relax and let go a bit and to be not too attached. In that way, you can enjoy more. Yes? Okay. The nature of all Dharmas is emptiness, the truth of life and the universe. If you don't remember anything from the Heart Sutra, I hope you remember this. This is the essence, the key takeaway from the Heart Sutra. If there is, of course, I would like you to memorize the Heart Sutra maybe at the end of the semester, but if you can't remember anything, you remember this line. The nature of all Dharmas is emptiness. Okay, next, no arising, no ceasing. No impurity, no purity. No increase, no decrease. What does that mean? Why? It means that like in emptiness, there's no increasing, no decreasing, no arising, no ceasing, no impurity, no purity. This is talking about from the essence, the nature of all Dharmas. Actually, all Dharmas have what? Arising and ceasing, correct? All Dharmas arise, ceases due to causes and conditions. But we are talking about the essence. This is talking about the thusness, the suchness of the ultimate reality. What is the ultimate reality? If you can perceive everything, all Dharmas, as it is, or don't even think, okay? You don't even think, don't even try to be attached or to separate. Including, you shouldn't be attached to the word of emptiness because they are mere words. Yeah, in the sutra, the Buddha used many words to describe this inconceivable truth, which is unspeakable, unfathomable, okay? Because it is so profound. Whatever we say, if you're attached to what I say or the concepts, you're going to fall into attachment and separation. Yeah, you will say, oh, this is empty, that's not empty. No, it's not like that. Right? It's the ultimate truth, neither empty nor empty. Because I don't want you to be attached to mere words. So this is talking about the nature of all the ultimate reality. It is the nature, actually, the fundamentals, the essence is no arising, no ceasing. Whatever arises and ceases are not the ultimate reality, okay? They are temporary phenomena. They are things which can be changed. We're talking about the background here. The essence, the nature, no arising, no ceasing. If you can perceive everything as it is, yeah, this is a bit difficult, and I don't want you to use your thinking mind too much. Yeah. And no purity, no impurity. No attachment, no separation. If you perceive things as they are with no attachment, no separation, then that is emptiness, another word. Nirvana, ultimate nirvana, another word. True mind, true heart, Tathagata, Tathagatagarbha. Buddha used many words to describe this. But this is like in every moment, you have to be in this state. But actually we can't, because usually we see something, again we are attached and we separate immediately. For an enlightened being, no attachment, perceive things as they are, as it is. So neither impure nor pure, neither arising nor ceasing, and no increase nor decrease. the suchness, the thusness of the reality. An example I like to use, or many Buddhist teachers like to use, you think about an ocean. Ocean has a lot of waves, right? The waves are like phenomena arising and ceasing by all the waves. But what's the essence of all these waves? The essence is water, correct? Although in the ocean, like vast ocean, there are waves, like storming waves, going up and down all the time. But the essence is the water. The water is neither increase nor decrease. The waves are keep changing. Okay? Yes. So this is a metaphor, an example. So basically, this is telling you the nature of all dharmas, which means the nature of absolutely everything in the whole of the cosmos. It's emptiness, which means one shouldn't be attached. One should perceive things with no attachment, no separation, as it is, just as it is. No arising, no ceasing, no increase, no decrease, no, none of this. So our Buddha nature is as it is. Buddha said, after he realized enlightenment, are you from India?
Yeah.
Yes, you know Buddha well. So after Buddha realized enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, except for 49 days under the Bodhi tree, and what he realized, you know what he said? He said everyone has the Buddha nature. Buddha means awakened. We all have the Buddha nature within us. Buddha is a title given to complete awakened beings. So that's why Buddhism is different from other religions. Buddha doesn't want you to worship him as God or anything. Buddha is not God. You know, Buddha is a perfect enlightened being. Buddha said you can also be a Buddha. You can also be a Buddha. All of you can be Buddhas. Okay? So you see the difference? No other religion say you can all be God. No, at most you are God's servant or whatever. Like Buddha said we can all be Buddhas because we have what? Yes, Buddha nature. But what's this Buddha nature?
No attachment.
Very good. Then you want to say
True
something?
nature, true mind, true heart.
Another word here.
Emptiness.
Very good. Emptiness is your Buddha nature. Okay? Very good. Your Buddha nature is as it is. And how can we actually realize Buddha nature? The Buddha said after he realized perfect enlightenment, he said, how incredible it is. All beings possess the Buddha nature, but for delusions and attachment, we cannot realize. How can we realize Buddha nature?
By enlightened.
Huh?
Be enlightened.
How? You know,
meditation.
by meditation, yeah, very good. Because Buddha said we all have the Buddha nature, but for delusion and attachment, we can't realize. So it's important we get rid of our attachment, get rid of all these delusions and separation, you know, which means you perceive reality as it is, with no attachment, no separation, as it is. Okay? Sometimes people like to overthink, overinterpret too much. And someone hasn't replied you for a long time, and you're like, oh, maybe he or she doesn't like me. You know, then we suffer. So perceive it as it is. You don't need to think like that. But because we are so prone to thinking all the time, then you should think something positive. Oh, maybe he's busy. Oh, maybe it's not like he doesn't like me, but he's busy. You know what I mean? So try to perceive things as it is, so you won't suffer. If you can't perceive it as it is, you perceive it as positive. Whatever situation happened to you, positive thinking, positive mindset. To perceive it as it is with no attachment, no separation, this is the highest level. We can't be there yet. Or to perceive it with Amitabha. If you think of anything, oh, Amitabha, that's okay. You know, not too attached. So try not to overthink, overanalyze. Yeah, particularly, you know, people in relationship, they like to overthink a lot. You know, why he hasn't replied to me yet. You know, all this. So as it is, the suchness, the suchness, thusness of the reality. So our Buddha nature is always here, neither increase, neither nor decrease. Even when you are very delusional, you still have the perfect Buddha nature. this is neither increase nor decrease. Even for terrorists, do you think they have Buddha nature? For people like Donald Trump, he has Buddha nature? Yes, we all have Buddha nature. So should we hate anybody? No, why?
Emptiness.
Huh?
Emptiness.
Emptiness is very good because you try to see his Buddha nature. Sometimes we're like, this person is so annoying, I really don't like him, blah, blah, blah. But you try to raise your dimension, I would say, to see his Buddha nature instead of being attached to his ignorant, delusional side, which we all have, but it's just different degrees. So we try not to look down at anybody because they also have Buddha nature. Okay? So emptiness, Buddha nature, true mind, true heart, Tathagata, self-nature, don't be attached to mere words. So if you study the Buddhist scriptures, you read like sutras, you will encounter many words like this. And then you'll be like, oh, the Buddha is so confusing. But it's all talking about the same thing. Okay, Tathagata Gaba. So Tathagata is a title for the Buddha. The Buddha can also be called Tathagata. Tathagata means the thus come one. It comes as it is, neither coming nor going. Okay, so that's the title of the Buddha. Okay, so thus in emptiness, there is no form, no feelings, no perception, no volition of formations or consciousness. This is the 5 skandhas, the 5 aggregates we talked about from last lecture. So volitional formations mean our mental habits, mental intentions. Consciousness, we also talk about that. No eyes, no ears, no tongue, body, or minds. No form, sound, smell, taste, touch, or dharmas. So these are called the 6 roots. We use the 6 roots to interact with the external world and our internal world. And the 6 roots actually resonate with the 6 dust: form, sound, smell, taste, touch, dharmas. So why they are called dust? Because they can contaminate us. So they are called the 6 dust. So why is this? In emptiness, there's no form, no feeling, blah, blah, blah. No, none of this. But remember, in the very, let me see if I can go back to, in the very first session, the last lecture, we just say, form is emptiness, emptiness is form. And then here it says, in emptiness, there's no form, no feelings, no perception, none of that. Why? Heart Sutra is difficult because it's really the highest wisdom. So let me explain more about the 6 roots and 6 dust. So the 6 roots are our eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind. Okay? Last time we talked about you're not just seeing with your eyes, correct? What's behind our eyes that's actually truly seeing? Very good. If you are only seeing with your eyes, you missed that lecture, so you will be very confused. Can a dead person's eye see? No. Very good. If someone said, so this is from the Suragama Sutra. Buddha asked the disciple Ananda, what are you seeing with? And Ananda said, I'm seeing with my eyes. The Buddha said, are you really just seeing with your eyes? If you're only seeing with your eyes, can a dead person's eyes also see? No. It is something working through the eyes for us to see. Another thing is, can a blind person see? Yeah, why, Axel? What the blind person is seeing? What the blind person is, if say you're blind here.
Depends what word you use. Probably technically they're seeing sounds.
The seeing maybe darkness.
Experiencing.
Or blackness.
Maybe.
Yes. So you can't say a blind person can't see. A blind person can see darkness. Someone blind, he will tell you, oh, it's so dark everywhere. How do you know it's so dark? It's the consciousness behind it. Okay, but with the eyes, then we see all the colorful forms. Without the eyes, you can still see. But so there is the consciousness working through the eyes. It's called the eye consciousness. And ear as well. You're not only just listening with your ears. Has anybody had an out-of-body experience? Don't worry if you don't. But there are some people have sometimes. When they go out of body, they can see everything so well. they can hear everything so well. It's not like you're only using your ears to hear. It's the consciousness. So each root's attached with the consciousness. The consciousness, last time we talked about the eight consciousness. It's only one mind. It's not like separate, but it's just different aspects of the consciousness. Okay, eyes seeing what? Forms, correct? Ears hearing what? Sounds. Nose smelling what? Sense smells. Tongue tastes what? Flavors, yeah. Body touches what? Whatever objects, tangible objects. Mind. And the Dharmas, here, it should be like small d, not the capital D. So Dharma here means the mind objects, the mental objects. Whatever you are thinking, the mind seeing all the, like interpreting all this, and then it has all these mental objects. Okay, so why it says no form in emptiness, no form, no feeling, no perception? Does that mean it's denying phenomena? Are we saying this don't exist? No, we're not, right? We just say emptiness doesn't mean nothingness. This is not saying it doesn't exist. You clearly have the eyes, ears, nose. What do you mean? No ears, nose. But what the no here means, no attachment, no separation. So when you read the Heart Sutra, you don't have to be confused why it's denying everything. No, 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 no. But this is like no attachment, no separation. Okay? So in emptiness, there's no form, no feelings, no perceptions. It's like this great mirror wisdom we talked about last lecture, Buddhist psychology. That one, you should really watch that one because it's very, very scientific. Think about it like a great mirror. Right? When one becomes enlightened, one has what's called a great mirror wisdom. Does the mirror know everything stands in front of it? Yeah, clearly reflects, correct? Like if you're in front of the mirror clearly reflects how you're like. But will the mirror be like, "Why? You're beautiful, you're ugly, I like you, I don't like you"? Will the mirror be like that? No. Okay? So it's like in emptiness. One can perceive reality as it is. One perceives everything as it is with no attachment, no separation, just like a great mirror that reflects everything clearly. So enlightened beings, they're not stupid. It's not like they don't know who is beautiful or what, but they reflect everything clearly. But it's just as it is. One's not attached or separate. But here we're constantly attached and separate all the time. Correct? Okay, any questions? Yes. So remember this picture. Next time when you maybe feel a bit stressed, depressed, sad, whatever situations you might encounter in your uni life, whether you have an assignment that's due or whatever, okay? Remember this picture. So it's empty of inherent existence, or it's empty. There will be like storms and waves in our life, but you just remember the essence. Ocean, it's water, okay? The essence is empty. And then you don't have to be too attached. Then you won't suffer so much. And you'll be able to enjoy your experiences much better if you're not too clinging, too attached. Does that make sense? You say you have you stress with your assignment exams. Just remember, empty of inherent existence. This shall pass. Your feelings, okay? The stress, these feelings, they're not permanent. What's good about impermanent is that even negative emotions, they're not permanent. So, empty of inherent existence. Yes. So you don't have to cling to the stress too much. Instead, you Amitofo, you meditate, and then perceive it as it is. And you won't waste your energy to deal with your emotions. A lot of time, people got beaten down, not by any other things, but by their own thoughts, their own mind, their own emotions, own feelings. And what we need to, if we have all kinds of turmoil in our mind, we need to perceive it as it is. I'm not telling you to fight them. You don't fight with your negative emotions. The more you try to fight, the stronger they may come back. You just perceive it as it is. And then Amitofo, maybe 10 recitations, you can transform that. And then just focus your energy on the more productive things, more useful things in your life. No. Yes? Like doing your assignment, right? Without the need of indulging in the feelings of stress too long. Yeah. Any sort of questions, anything you'd like to share? Okay. Do you think you found something that's useful that you can take away with you and maybe apply it to your life? Yes? What have you found helpful?
Seeing stuff as it is.
Yeah, very good. Anyone like to say something?
The emotion is not permanent.
Very good. So if you know your emotions, feelings, they're not permanent, what you should do?
Accept.
Yeah.
Don't attach.
Yeah, very good.
Let go.
Yeah, how to not attach and let go.
Just wait till it's past.
And what's the method we've been practicing here? What's the meditation we've been using here?
Say
Yeah, Lianfo. You can use Lianfo to transform your feelings, emotions. Okay, good. Very well done. Yeah. Okay, so next session we will keep looking at the text. At the end of the semester, we might have what do we have? A collaboration with another club. So the other club, they teach Chinese to English speakers. I might go there and teach some Buddhist terminologies there. If you're interested, you can come along. Maybe it's the last teaching week, maybe the 27th. We'll make announcements later in our group. And next semester, we are also looking for more people to join our committee. If you're interested, you can also talk to us after. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Maybe let's do a marriage transfer before we wrap up the session. Okay, so may all beings be happy and free from suffering. May all beings hear the unsurpassed Dharma and attain rebirth in the land of ultimate bliss. Namo Amitabha Buddha. Namo Amituofo.